It's beer and food o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a can of Kissmeyer New England IPA coming in a 500ml can. The ABV is 5.5% ABV. Thank you very much, Morton, for the beer, and thank you very much, Morton, for sending me some Øffer salt Gammeldaws Flæskesvær pork scratchings. We did the jalapeno ones. They were fantastic, really good. This beer has been brewed by Royal UniBrew. A couple of people have told me. I'm just going to review the beer, see what we get. Let's get it out. Nice bit of smoke on a can opening. Beer in the glass then. So the beer's from Denmark. Royal UniBrew. Denmark's kind of... Well, of course, you've got Carlsberg in Denmark, haven't you? So they might be behind Carlsberg. They might be the second largest brewer in Denmark. Unless Heineken... No, Heineken's from Holland, isn't it? So yeah, they're probably the second largest brewer behind Carlsberg in Denmark. We got a one finger white head. New England IPA, it kind of looks a little bit muddy. I'm not intentionally being critical to Royal UniBrew here. I don't think I've had many of their beers, to be honest, so I'm just going to go into this as an independent... Well, I'm an independent beer reviewer anyway, but I'm not going to like have my mind muddled by the fact that they're a large brewery. But to begin with, it looks slightly oxidized, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's gone a bit brown. Hazy brown coloured, murky kind of toffee look to it. Let's get the aroma. It smells okay. You definitely get a load of oats. There's definitely a hop punch on the back end. A little grapefruity and piney. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Do you know, just yesterday I reviewed, as you all know, Tesco have launched a big range of £3 cans of craft beer in the UK. Everybody's kind of jumping on it, really happy about it, and there's a lot of people happy. There's some people who are not so happy because of independent bottle shops and so forth. But I opened up a beer from a craft brewer yesterday. I don't mind mentioning their name, Hop Stuff Brewery, and it was a New England IPA. And it was an orange flavoured New England IPA. And to be honest, straight off the bat, this is better. This is better. That was more like a West Coast style IPA. So I was critical of that beer. Reason being, it was way off style. It was way off point. And it just was a bit orangey. And yeah, it was a bit too far from being a New England IPA. This is a lot closer. It's not perfect by any means. It's not perfect by any means, but it's a lot closer to being a New England IPA than the beer that was from an independent brewer, a small brewery from probably London way. Hop Stuff. So it swings and roundabouts, isn't it, in life? There's, you know, you have to review what's in the glass. This is not perfect, as I mentioned, by any means. Nice kick of carbonation. It's a little bit kind of, dare I say it, watery for a New England IPA. I don't think there's enough oats in the beer to carry it. It's not like that creamy. Some of these beautiful New England IPAs are really creamy and dense. This is more kind of, it's a bit thin. there's a sweetness to begin with. There's a little bit of bitterness on the back end. That's okay for the style. This style of beer, you don't really want a lot of bitterness on the back end. It's meant to be all about that big punching flavour in the middle. And although it's not punching like an £8 can of beer, saying that in Denmark, this is probably £8, isn't it? It's okay. The hop flavours are slightly piney, grapefruity. There's a mango flavour in there. There's a little bitterness on the back end. It's drinkable. Carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth. It's not bad. I'm just not going to be critical just because it's brewed by Royal UniBrew. I'm not going to jump on that kind of that you have to slate this company because it's a big company. I don't see the point in that. I can just rate what I have in my hand, and as I mentioned, I had a worse New England IPA just yesterday from a small microbrewery. So what are we supposed to do, guys? Yeah, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to praise the efforts of the small brewer? He got the style wrong. He's chucked some orange flavours in there. Are we meant to praise that because he's a small brewer and he needs support? And are we meant to jump on the back of this beer, on the back of this brewery because it's coming from a large brewery? Because that's the thing to do? Or do we just review what's in the glass? And if I'm just reviewing what's in the glass, do you know what? It's okay. I've had a lot worse beers. I've had a lot worse beers in my time. I really have. It's a little dark. Yeah. Probably shouldn't be looking like that, if I'm honest. It should be kind of like, I don't know, lemon coloured murky liquid. It shouldn't really be looking brown. A little bit thin maybe, not enough oats. Nicely carbonated. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of bitterness on the back end. There's some nice punchy hops in the middle. There's some orange, there's some grapefruit, there's some pine needle. It's not bad. Now for the pairing. As I mentioned, I had the jalapeno bag of these the other day and they were terrific. They really were. And as I mentioned, these pork scratchings, if you emptied a few bags of these into a glass jar and sold them for £90 a bag in a craft beer bar, you do pretty well. You will. You could pass these as a craft pork scratching. They're really tasty. Real big crunch to begin with. And then that kind of as you eat them, they start releasing the fats. And they're really good. Rather than the jalapeno, there's just some salt on these. And that's pretty good. I like the fact that there's just a little bit of salt to flavour. Give it a bit of spark, a bit of twinkle on these pork scratchings. But the rest is just, they've been fried at a high temperature. They're crunchy, they're lovely. They're so satisfying with a beer. Let's pair it. Yeah, it's a lovely pairing. It's a lovely pairing. It just goes so well. I think any kind of beer goes really well with a pork scratching now, don't they? So I'm ready to rate this. I've been talking long enough about the beer. I'm not jumping on... Some people in this review might be thinking to themselves, he's like maybe slightly attacking craft beer here. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. What I'm doing is just being independent and saying some of the biggest companies in the world in the beer industry, Royal UniBrew, are massive. They've made a little bit of an effort here with this New England IPA. And although they've not got the colour right, it's a bit thin, there's not too many oats in the beer. There's a nice balance between the sweetness from the malt, there's a touch of bitterness from the hops on the back end, and it's punchy enough in the middle. It's got a juiciness to it. It's grapefruity, it's piney, it's tangerine-y, it's slightly mango flavours coming through. I like that enough. I like that enough to give it a 7 out of 10. It's a 7 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. The Gammeldaws Flæskesvær offer salt by OK Snacks, Denmark. Yeah, I like them a lot. They're a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Thanks for watching. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.